Game Week 6 Premier League review, as you can see, only got 2 results wrong, and one of them was just because the referee was stupid. Start off in the North East, Newcastle, Manchester City, I predicted a draw. Newcastle were really good in this game. They were by far the better team. Man City did take the lead after Grealish and Gvardiol combined. They were their 2 best players by a mile. They were both brilliant. Bernardo Silva was really quiet. Gundogan in the 10 was horrific. He is clearly not a number 10. He needs to play deeper. Haaland was completely marked out of the game by Big Dan Burn, and because he didn't score, this now means he's only scored 1 goal in his 5 games against Newcastle, which is his worst return against any opponent. Grealish was lucky not to be sent off as well. He elbowed Tonali, which somehow wasn't given as anything, and then them two had a scrap in the corner after where they did both get booked. But Lewis Hall for Newcastle was fantastic. He's had a couple of games where he's looked a bit off it, but there's also been games where he's looked phenomenal, and this was one of those. Against the best team in the world, he was brilliant, as was the entire midfield. Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, they all battled really well. Newcastle did score a penalty, but they should have had another 2 because Kyle Walker clearly fouled Joelinton in my opinion, and also Harvey Barnes, and neither of those fouls were given as penalties. But this is Newcastle at their best, They don't have a lot of the possession, but they press really high, they play with a really fast tempo, and they just kill teams on transitions. That is what I think of when I think of Eddie Howe's Mags. I don't think of the control possession system they've tried to move to over the last year or so. We saw it against Fulham, it did not work. They had like 70% possession, but just didn't do anything with it. This is what I want to see from Newcastle. Arsenal, Leicester, I predicted a 3-0 Arsenal win, obviously ended 4-2. Martinelli might now be back. Another goal and assist for Amir following on from his assist at the Etihad. He should have had another 2 himself though, and his goal should have also been disallowed because Saliba did foul Vardy in the build-up. For some reason that wasn't given. Buonanotte was fantastic for Leicester. He got an assist. He was just really dangerous with the ball. Calafiori should have been sent off after he fouled him while he was already on a yellow card, but he got very lucky. James Justin scored 2 goals for the visitors. The first one was very lucky, but the second one was a brilliant strike and won the goal from the right back. And Hermansen in the Leicester goal was brilliant. The guy made 13 saves, so many good saves in there as well. Arsenal are starting to have that aura about them where you just know they're going to win the game, and it was 2-2. Hermansen was saving everything, but I still knew they were going to win it. In added time, they scored 2 goals. And yeah, there might have been a fortunate nature about them, but sometimes you need a bit of luck in title race, and given the amount of shots Arsenal had, they definitely deserved to win this game. I was very impressed with Declan Rice. I think he had a very underrated game, playing a bit further forward, intercepting half the pitch, playing some really nice passes as well. He was, in my opinion, he was very good. But Ethan Nwaneri came off the bench, 17 years old, and his first action was skinning a couple players, having a long shot that almost caught Hermansen out. He was brilliant when he came on. He wanted to play in between the lines, and I think Arteta does need to play him because there is a bit of a creative void with the absence of Martin Odegaard. Obviously, I've been trying to push the fullbacks on to make up for that, but Nwaneri is just such a natural fit. Against Southampton next, he should start that game because, if we're going to be real, Southampton are very bad and Arsenal should win that comfortably. Brentford against West Ham, I predicted a draw here, but I did predict 2-2 instead of a 1-1. But once again, Brentford scored in the first minute. I don't know how they keep doing this. The 3rd game in the row they've done it. However, once again, like the previous 2, they did not score a single goal after the one in the first minute, and they didn't really look very threatening either. West Ham Todibo finally started. I thought they were the better team. They're the ones that created more chances. Souček's goal was pretty nice, but there was not a lot of quality in this game. I think Lopetegui has to go. I was not confident about his appointment when it was announced, and I tried to give him a bit of time, but it's just, he's the wrong guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. This team's too good to be playing for a manager like that. Chelsea against Brighton, I predicted a draw here. Chelsea won 4-2. I will admit this prediction came from my heart and not my head. Both goalkeepers were horrendous in this game. Sanchez made 2 mistakes with the Brighton goals. Verbruggen made a mistake as well. Pollard also made a huge mistake for the first goal. Webster, who came back into the Brighton team for the first time in a while, made a horrible mistake for the Chelsea equaliser. And this Brighton high line, what are they doing? They don't know how to use it properly. There's so much space in behind. They can't play the offside trap. Chelsea caught them like 8 times, and if they just made smarter final third decisions, they could have scored double figures. Speaking of though, Cole Palmer is magic, man. 4 goals, first 2 were not very good, but the free kick and then the finish for the 4th goal were brilliant. He could have had another 2 as well. He also should have had 3 assists, but Nicholas Jackson forgot his shooting boots at the London Stadium. Sancho got his 3rd assist in 3 games though. He's been brilliant since joining Chelsea. All the goals came in the first half as well. Second half by comparison was really bad. And Brighton are now winless in 4 games, although this is only their first defeat. But for Chelsea, a brilliant win, the first win at home this season. Nottingham Forest up next. That is going to be another tough one, but if they're going to play like this, they should win that. Everton against Crystal Palace, I knew Everton were going to get their first win of the season by a 1-goal margin, but I did think it was going to be 1-0. Shock, Jared Branthwaite returns to the team, Everton get their first win. No coincidence there. The people don't think he's worth £75 million, he absolutely is. He's much better than Gahey, I'm sorry, it's true. But in the first half, Palace were very good. Adam Wharton was running the show. It looked like the Wharton from last season. It looked like the normal Wharton again. They took the lead and they should have had a penalty after Mateta was clearly fouled by Tarkowski. But for some reason that wasn't given. And then in the second half, McNeil scored 2 goals, including an absolute screamer. His second goal was really well taken as well, but that first one, he was about 25 yards out, he just bent into the far corner. Nothing Henderson could do. He's been incredible so far this season. I believe that's 3 goals and 2 assists in the first 6 games. His chance creation numbers are off the charts as well. He's been playing as more of a 10 this season so far, and he's been fantastic there. And Everton are finally on the right side of a comeback. You know, they've bottled 2-0 leads to lose 3-2. This time they came back from 1-0 down to win 2-1, get their first win of the season. And Dye, once again, really good. I don't know why he wasn't playing at the start of the season. And for Palace, they're still winless, but it was a better performance, especially in the first half. But they do need to start getting some wins on the board soon. Nottingham Forest against Fulham, I'll put a 2-1 Forest win. Fulham on 1-0. Load of bollocks. Awoniyi made his first start in so long and he almost scored a beautiful goal. He was also then taken out and should have had a penalty. For some reason, that wasn't given. And then in the second half, Elanga also was taken out in the box. Wasn't given. I don't know what the referee was doing. Fulham's goal came from penalty, and I think that was the correct decision as well. It was, you know, Murillo did catch Pereira. It's a clear penalty in my opinion. And that means Fulham are unbeaten since the opening day. They're doing very well, and for Forest it's unfortunate. It's their first defeat of the season. Their unbeaten run is over. It is a bit sus that they get all these bad refereeing decisions, man. It's mad. Wolves against Liverpool, I predicted a 3-1 Liverpool win. I originally had 2-1 and I changed it to 3-1, I should have kept it. For the first 25 minutes of the game, Wolves were brilliant, they were all over Liverpool. Jota was very lucky to avoid red cards. I made a terrible challenge on Lemina. But towards the end of the half, Liverpool had some big chances. Szoboszlai missed a very easy one. He's just horrible, man, I'm sorry, he's not a number 10. And the sooner people realise he's not that good, the better. Konate then put Liverpool 1-0 up though. And in the second half, Salah missed an open goal. He also completely messed up a 2v1. I don't know what he was doing in that situation. Before that, Wolves equalised after terrible Liverpool defending. Konate and Alisson just didn't communicate with each other. Aït-Nouri put the ball in the back of the net. But then a couple of minutes later, Nelson Semedo just took out Jota for no reason, gave Liverpool a penalty, and Salah put it away. There was no need to make that challenge. Wolves had started to, you know, get back into the game. The tide was turning, the crowd was up for it. And he just did that, it was just needless. I thought Wolves were really unlucky not to get anything. In my opinion, they were the better team. And it also means they've only got 1 point from the first 6 games, although I think their performances haven't actually been that bad and they've just had a really bad run of games. However, the next one against Brentford, I think right now is a must win. Ipswich against Aston Villa, I banged this one, mate. The start of the game was brilliant. Ipswich took the lead through Liam Delap, who's been much better than I thought he was going to be. Before Jacob Greaves made a horrible mistake and Morgan Rogers levelled it up for the Villains. Clark missed a really good chance before Watkins put Villa in the lead. But in the second half, it was all Ipswich. They were completely dominant. They created so many good chances. Leif Davies, brilliant, created 7 chances, 3 big chances. And Delap's second goal was just perfect, man. Martinez maybe should be a bit disappointed that he didn't do better with the first one, but the second one he had no chance, and he also made some really good saves. Ipswich, 4 games unbeaten now, still winless, but what a performance this was. If they perform like this every week, they will get a lot of wins. Manchester United against Tottenham, I predicted 2-1 Tottenham, they won 3-0. It was a completely dominant display. Van der Ven, after just 3 minutes, just ran through their whole team, set up Brennan Johnson with an open goal. He scored his 4th goal in 4 games in all competitions. Fair play to the lad, you know, he obviously got a lot of abuse, but he is showing everyone what he's about. And they started the game so well, Tottenham. Johnson then hit the post. Romero almost scored a bicycle kick, but then Garnacho came back and hit the post. Xerxes had a good chance that he should have maybe done better with. Werner then missed an absolute sitter. He missed another one in the second half as well. He's so good at getting into good positions. He's quick, you know, he's a decent team player, but his finishing is horrendous. Maddison was brilliant again. Kulusevski though, my man of the match, just ran the show, created so many chances, his pressing was unreal, his dribbling was really good as well. He's such a good player in the midfield, and him and Maddison have a really nice dynamic, with Kulusevski being the legs almost, and Maddison being more free role player, you know, just drifting everywhere. Out of possession, obviously Kulusevski drops a bit deeper. Fernandes got himself sent off. It was a little bit harsh and it has now been overturned, but it was a really stupid challenge. Like, he was lucky he didn't catch Madison any higher because otherwise it was a stoneball red card. And straight away in the second half, Kulusevski made 2-0, a brilliant goal, man. He was unreal. Man United with 10 men actually played quite a bit better, you know, maybe it's because they needed to score. But they had a little spell where they looked quite good, but then Dominic Solanke made it 3-0, should have made it 4-0 at the end as well, missed a one-on-one. Brilliant win for Tottenham, horrible for Manchester United though, another 3-0 home defeat. Finally, South Coast derby, Bournemouth Southampton. I predicted 3-0 Bournemouth. Ended 3-1, they were 3-0 at half time. Their first goal was fantastic. Tavernier and Evan Nilsson were just on the same page, a quick free kick, caught the Southampton defence napping. And Evan Nilsson, after having a horror show against Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, got his first goal for the club, a really nice finish. Semenyo scored a really nice goal as well, and he is just incredible. Harwood Bellis got Southampton back into the game early in the second half, had a little 10-15 minutes where they looked kind of decent, but overall, they were awful yet again, man. Russell Martin has to go. You can't, like, he has good players. He brought Armstrong for barely any time. He didn't even bring Adam Armstrong on. And I just can't believe that, man. It's a good win for Bournemouth after 2 defeats in a row, you know, get back to winning ways. And they thoroughly deserved the win as well. That's what I thought of the game week. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon.